They paved paradise, put up a parking lot with a pink hotel, a boutique, and a swinging hot spot. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot.
Sound effects. Sorry about that. I just had to do it. Thanks for the opportunity to present my ideas. I'm going to go as quick as I can. I know everybody has waited a long time for this meeting to start on this and still have enough time for it. Anyhow, I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize. The vision I present today is one of community, sustainability, continuity, and prosperity. We are entrusted by the public, elected and appointed, to develop a plan for this land that would provide the greatest benefit to the community now and into the future. Our planning should be informed by how we got here, but our decisions should be based on clear understanding of our current realities, community input, our needs, and the opportunities before us. We should do what we believe is best for the community based on our current knowledge today, no matter how much effort has been put into prior plans. We're talking about the last bit of undeveloped public land in Hull. Society has changed. The world has changed. Since the formation of the HRA in 1961, common understanding has evolved significantly. There is now much greater recognition of the value of parks, community spaces, and open space. Studies have verified that such spaces greatly improve the economic vitality of communities and local business, and the mental health and well-being and joy of the citizens. We must consider environmental, social, and economic impacts on both the direct abutters and the community. All of us in Hull are abutters, and in some sense, whether directly impacted or simply inspired by this land. Today, it is crucial that we shift our focus beyond simple financial transactions and instead envision a future that benefits our community today and stands resilient against the increasing environmental and economic challenges into the future. We should begin by acknowledging the required community feedback that the HRA paid to conduct. 85% of respondents listed open space as the highest, most desired use for this land. Now that we have gathered this input, we must use it. Coastal surge. Coastal surge and flooding have become more frequent and more severe. Hull Conservation has held public meetings with national experts to discuss planned retreat and buffer zones for neighborhoods. This photo is just a couple blocks behind the HRA property. This is a map of coastal storm surge inundation. And you can see the HRA property here covered in water. We must take into account evidence and studies demonstrating that community space support adjacent businesses and contribute to the local economy. It is imperative that we work with local businesses here in Hull to extend the economic season beyond the summer months. Every dollar invested in land conservation here in Massachusetts returns $4 to the economy. Imagine if we spent $1 million. Parks increase property values. According to the National Realtor Association, more than half of homeowners say that they choose a home that is close to a park or open space over one that is not. They'd be willing to spend 10% more on a home. Parks increase tourism and generate sales activity. Research shows that parks and rec space draw spending from in and out of town visitors for gas, food, drinks, souvenirs, making significant contribution to the local economy. It is particularly effective for Hull if we can find ways to extend our business season. Studies on land policy have shown that proximity to open space enhances property values, particularly if the open space is carefully integrated into the neighborhoods. So how does this translate into Hull? We saw from the previous bar chart, the closer a home is to open space, the more value it captures. Calculating at 3%, which was the first bar in the chart, the increase, HRA as open space could generate $1 million a year in additional revenue to the town. We should incorporate the DCR Nantasket Beach Master Plan into our consideration and explore how we can leverage their plans to reduce our costs and maximize the community benefit. We need to work with DCR and not in opposition. The DCR, just take a look at the DCR. Here they show open space. They show this architectural shading. And I'll just show you some of the pictures. This is the DCR, pictures from the DCR master plan, emphasizing open space, walkways, natural vegetation, buffer zones, more walkways and seating. The focus on kind of coastal open space. Windbreaks to protect so you can have open space behind so it breaks the wind along the walkways. Here's the vision of the boardwalk with covered vegetation along the boardwalk and then a bike path, a raised bike path on the other side. We should collaborate with both the town and the DCR to support their joint efforts, coordinating on design, managing traffic flow, installing benches and tables, handling waste disposal, coastal resiliency, coordinating road plans, creating bike paths, and potentially engaging in land trades or financial support. It's in the interest of the community. I believe we have overwhelming justification to explore a plan focused on the creation of a community place that will be the focal point for the beauty and rich culture of Hull for generations to come. We must choose a new direction and rewrite the URP that will yield the greatest benefit to our community. With thoughtful planning, we can create a focal point that highlights the natural beauty, the cultural charm of Nantasket Beach, Hull, the South Shore, and Massachusetts as a whole. I understand that this may sound grandiose, and that many of you drive through this little strip of paradise without giving it much thought. But even the most cynical among you must pause occasionally as you pass by. Where else on earth can you see the sun rise and the sun set from the same spot? I genuinely believe that if we work with the DCR in the town of Hull, we have the potential to bring this vision to life and create a space that truly captivates and inspires all who enter and fulfills the HRA goals. I've shared studies that point to the great economic gains for the community through this type of plan. It is clear that this approach is that has the greatest existing support from the community. It's a plan that offers the most significant environmental, community, and business benefit. It's a plan with sustainable coastal awareness. So we've had some pushback about construction and not meeting the letter of the law. I believe that we satisfy all the requirements for the HRA. However, if by some very remote chance we encounter any legal pushback to this plan, we have the option to transfer the property to the municipality as final disposition with the requirements waived. Second, the state may also waive all requirements if we can demonstrate exceptional public benefit, which I believe we definitely can. In fact, there is precedent setting for redevelopment authorities in this manner. One example is Newburyport's NRA, which sold a small piece of the land and turned the rest over to the town for historic preservation and open space in cooperation with the town. I am proposing an agile plan, a plan that serves both as a blueprint for creating a final plan and is in fact the final plan. The two main phases are we can start now and do what the HRA board can do on its own. And then the second phase is what we can do with partners in phase one, what we can do as a board. We can identify potential new uses. We can identify current use activities, quantify their community value. We can identify potential new uses and define a preliminary open space plan that defines areas and intended uses. We can promote the availability of the space for events and community use, and we can track and quantify the value of these activities. In phase two, we can develop open space infrastructure such as power and water in areas where we have board agreement, and we can improve the property that offers high value at low cost. Things like fencing, walking paths, landscaping, focusing on areas that have already demonstrated value. Business boost. We can consider push carts, mobile shops, so that the businesses can expand their reach, so successful shops can thrive rather than getting boarded up. We can set up partnerships, work with the community, the town, DCR, and local businesses on integrated solutions that maximize planned investment and ongoing efforts in valued partners in areas. We can craft a new URP that secures robust community support, stakeholder backing, includes the DCR and the town select board. Once we've all done this, we have a new URP and we're finished. We have built-in partners with the DCR, their vision of the boardwalk and encouraging a more walkable community, connecting the land to the beach, and the mutual benefit to the local community, the state, a refocusing on community, visitor experience, and less on automobiles and parking. We have a built-in partner with the Metropolitan Beach Commission with their focus on equality and making the beaches more accessible. We have built-in partners with the Chamber of Commerce. We have built-in partner with the town governing leadership. We've got built-in partners with the community leaders. We have built-in partners with land trusts and environmental advocates who believe this land should remain open for future generations. And I'd like to point to Lenny Markowitz's presentation earlier from when we were accepting some ideas. And in his presentation, you see extensive lists he researched of such partners for grants and other support. Sorry, I lost my place here. As I said at the start of this presentation, my vision is one of community. It is also of continuity, of leaning into who we are. A coastal focal point for Nantasket Beach, a park at Nantasket Beach, sunrise to sunset. Nantasket means the land between two tides. A space that celebrates the unique beauty of this location, the breathtaking sunrises over the ocean and the stunning sunsets over the bay facing World's End. Developed in ways that support public events and activities that enhance the attraction of coming to Nantasket Beach for recreation, culture, entertainment, all while preserving the beauty of a coastal park. Landscaping that embraces the native beauty of coastal New England, designed to support community gatherings and events, monarch butterfly gardens, and Mother Nature. Defined areas for events including stages and seatings, the carnival, circuses, competitions, music festivals, bonfires, surf camps, and many others that we'll discover as we invite use. Building infrastructure to support these activities by adding access to water and electricity, and landscaping that brings the natural to the land. No brick mortar construction. No paving paradise. I'd like to show you my vision through a walkthrough. I'll go through some slides that will walk you through. Take a virtual walk. I'll show you what I see. I'm going to start at the boat, the little boat there on Whole Shore Drive, and walk past Whole Shore Common, past the main lot, along the DCR lots, the Fib Streets, and then back along Weir River. I'll take this loop. Starting at Water Street, coming home, we enter the park. On our right is Nantasket Beach Boardwalk, with seating and a raised bike path as defined by the DCR master plan. The boardwalk continues down the shoreline through the property, past the new bathhouse to Fib Street, while a bike path will follow the curve of the road towards Nantasket Avenue. The Triangle Lot, or Water Street Lot, or Lot C, across from Breadbasket, would be bounded by a safety barriers. Those are wooden, essentially to have a wooden fence around it that is safe so cars can't drive into people, and with natural landscaping around the outside. As we continue along, we come to Whole Shore Common and Whole Shore Extension. Whole Shore Drive Extension would be closed to the public from 9 o'clock in the morning until dark. Many cities do this. Memorial Drive closes on weekends. This becomes an added gathering space. As we go on ahead, we see Whole Shore Common. This is a design space that embraces the best uses learned by activities and agreed upon metrics. A natural park designed to allow for a circus, beer garden, and activities we will learn over time. Whole Shore Common will be configured with power and water to support portable stages, food trucks, garden seating, porta potties that are concealed by landscaping. Along the entire length of Whole Shore Extension, I see seating and tables that are complementary to the design agreed upon by Nantasket Beach Reservation, the town, and the business areas, with the goal of providing a sense of natural beauty, open space, and continuity with the community. A walking path / jogging path would start here, wind around the entire property, including the Bayside Park. The main lot, or Lot B, the central lot, all the different names. Here, let's move mine. This is the area that will embrace the sunrise to sunset identity of our town. I call it the Sunrise to Sunset Park, or the land between two tides. I don't know, we brand it. This will be mostly open space to accommodate larger events, including music festivals, car shows, carnival, and our bonfire, and hopefully movies, while being a place to put the town, you're down your blanket for a picnic. I show the car show here only because it's my best photo of an overhead of the lot. This big lot will be where we can promote whole Nantasket Beach arts, music, and culture. We need to design a space that retains the coastal beauty feel while being able to be sustainable to support carnivals, a nod to our history of Paragon Park, our bonfire as a unique, memorable experience for our children, where it is our visual center, our focal point, the place to visit. Some of the ideas. I am proposing fire blazers, essentially raised fire pits, designed by whole artists that may burn along the bayside as well. I'm suggesting we lean into our pyrotechnical tendencies with our bonfire, whole illumination, and our 4th of July fireworks. However, many of the concepts citizens have presented can come to life here, including the mobile stage ideas, the drive-in movies, kinetic sculptures, outdoor sculptures, landscaping and planting. This is a landscape architecture firm's dream project that could get national recognition. Here's just one art installation idea, a Native American sculpture that could celebrate the heritage of art.
Sorry, Dan, iPhone, can you please mute yourself?
Landscape diversity, and draw national attention and tourists. Here in their promotion, they refer to it as Nantasket, where the tides meet, the land between two tides. The Phibbs Street lot, or the bathhouse lot. You look at this picture, they suggest the DCR suggests a new playground. And if you look at where it's pointing, it's actually pointing to the street, but this is Phibbs Street lot. Design a space that embraces the best uses. Learn by activities and agreed upon metrics. A natural park designed to allow for surf camps, kite festivals, food trucks. This lot should be integrated in the design with the new proposed DCR bathhouse. A playground or picnic area across from the bathhouse. Make it easy and wonderful for families to gather. Move the parking along Somerset so that there is no traffic on Whole Shore Drive extension, no traffic between the park and the beach and the bathhouse. The DCR parking lot. I want us to seriously look at the possibility of helping the town acquire this property and work with the DCR or work with the DCR to move the egress to Nantasket Avenue. The DCR master plan shows the HRA property as a park. They may agree that traffic between a park and the beach should be minimized. Let's also consider the bold possibility of some land trades. Oops. Dock House, the red house on the property, we could consider acquiring it and converting it into a community use, a museum, an art center, or move the library. We may also consider moving the building as a historic building and putting it next to the light plant. None of the current URP plans, or I should say the current URP plan, as it is now, shows that in its place. Let's imagine the possibilities. Weir River Park, Bayside. We will greatly improve the landscaping and arrive at a glorious place with butterfly gardens, biodiversity, and ecological richness. Let us design a walkway along the shoreline near the dirt path that already folks use and make it an extension of the jogging, walking trail that encircles the whole property and draws people here to walk and jog, not just in the summer. I have the same raised fire blazers along the coast that I shown before that were on the other side, and even perhaps a floating one like Dennis's proposal that mimics the Providence water fire. Thank you. I want to thank you for hearing me out. I want to thank all the community members who took the time and care to present such thoughtful and impressive ideas, who lent me your ears and even nudged me back on track when I needed it, who showed me most of the ideas within this presentation. This land is like the crown jewel of our town, and together I know we're going to make something truly special out of it. Let me end my presentation with some slides. Thank you.